First, please take a deep breath and exhale all your attention and just be here in this place. And we study the Jewel Ornament of Liberation to know the path towards the enlightenment and to achieve Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. Nyente shiwa tsono kushi nyinyi chiten tsa kanyan tang dola penpa chino lam kin chi ndon zaba kanta yang tang tenpa tsono namba kunta na son de son pa nyente chancho senpe soche son je jine yung de la ke cha kanta shi cho tongo che to no de yo lomo jirma kanso ta de ta tabe che ki chana penpa son pa dobra tam chen de shi. Now, chapter 13, the perfection of moral ethics. The summary, reflection on the faults and virtues, definition, classification, characteristics of each classification, increase, perfection, and result. These 7 comprise the perfection of moral ethics. So same as this practice of generosity, here all these summaries are same. No? Now the reflection on the faults and virtues. So if we maybe read this, this will give us some clear picture then the needs of the practice of the moral ethics. Even though you may have the practice of generosity, maybe we have a lot of good practice of generosity, you will not achieve the perfect body of gods and human beings, like say precious human life, if you do not have moral ethics, if you don't have a practice of moral ethics, practice of keeping. Engaging in the middle way says the Madhyamika Avatara, even if one achieves the wealth through generosity, that being who breaks his lack of moral ethics will fall to the lower realms. Due to lack of moral ethics, then we will be born in the lower realms. What it is saying is this is just example, there's some dogs or some horses nowadays you can see. There's some rich people, have some special dog. They get such a great treat that even human beings cannot get food, place to live, Because of their previous generous practice, they got such a condition. But because of lack of the moral ethics, they are born as a dog. It's very specific, Look at all some horses nowadays. Some rich people have horse. They are so well taken care of. Food, medicine, all this. They get best treat, which ordinary people don't get it. No, see. So they are like that. You can see just some examples. Without the practice of moral ethics, you will not meet the Dharma teachings. The Possessing Moral Ethics Sutra says, for example, a person without sight cannot see forms. Likewise, person without moral ethics will not see the Dharma teachings, or will not meet Dharma teaching. Again, without moral ethics, you cannot be freed from the three walls of samsara, the same sutra mentioned. For example, a person without feet cannot walk on a rod. Likewise, a person without moral ethics cannot be liberated. Again, without moral ethics, you are missing the path of enlightenment. Means we need 6 parameters. From the 6 parameters, you are missing one. So will not achieve the unsurpassed for enlightenment. So these are just few words. The disadvantage, the faults, without keeping the moral ethics. And so, on the other hand, you will achieve the perfect body when you have moral ethics. The condensed perfection of Wisdom Sutra says by Buddha, through moral ethics, one will avoid the rebirth of animals and so forth, means hungry spirits and hellrats. The 8 unfavorable conditions, means free from the 8 unfavorable conditions, and will always find leisure, the 8 leisures in 10 endowments. When you have moral ethics, you can establish the foundation of all the goodness and happiness. So moral ethics is so important. It's the foundation to achieve all the excellent qualities of the Buddha. The letter to a friend, Nagarjuna says, just as the ground is the basis for motion and stillness, means those people who walk on the ground, on the earth, and trees, the mountains which are on the ground, these all are supported by the ground, by the earth. So, moral ethics is the basis of all the excellent qualities, Buddha's excellent qualities. From the way, from first start to the Buddhahood, all the qualities are born on the ground of the moral ethics, saying here. When you have moral ethics, it is like fertilized ground. On that basis, all the crops of good qualities will grow, engaging in the middle way. Chandrakirti says, when all the good qualities increase in the field of moral ethics, one can enjoy the result without ceasing. When you have moral ethics, you will reach the diverse doors to the meditative concentration. See, he's talking about the 3 trainings. When we have good moral ethics, good discipline, avoiding all the non-virtues, accumulating good qualities, that supports our meditation to stabilize the mind. So the Moonlight Sutra, Lamp Sutra says, one will quickly achieve unafflicted mind free from all the afflictions, meditative concentrations. This is the beneficial effects of pure moral ethics. When you have moral ethics, you will accomplish everything for which you have set aspiration prayer. The meeting of Father and Son Sutra says, for one who keeps pure moral ethics, all aspiration prayers will be accomplished. When you have moral ethics, it is easy to establish enlightenment. The same sutra says, pure moral ethics bear great beneficial effects. Because of that, it is not difficult to establish enlightenment, to achieve enlightenment. And so forth, there are many great qualities. The possessing moral ethics sutra says, one who has moral ethics will meet the Buddha when he or she when Buddha appears. One who has moral ethics has the supreme ornament of all. This is what it says. When you keep like the 5 precepts or monks and nuns precepts, that person becomes very beautiful. Everybody admire that person. See as such a pure, precious. That's the best ornament. One who has moral ethics is the source of all joy. Who keeps the moral ethics, discipline. Anybody who sees that person immediately becomes a friend, because trustworthy. You can trust that individual who's not telling lie, who's not cheating, always sincere, bodhicitta, compassion. One who keeps the moral ethics is praised by the whole world. Human beings, non-human beings, they all praise, in Buddhas as well, so forth. So see, look at this. It's not a Buddhism, again, it's not a Buddhism anywhere in the world, even animals. If you just be kind to the animals, like dog, they all like to you. Wild, like say deer, anyone. How, see, as mentioned, Buddha's teaching is source of peace, source of joy. Whatever Buddha spoke, you see, if we understand, if we accept, if we follow, there's nothing but only good. This life, day to day, next life, and for enlightenment. So see this, and then if you ask what's the definition of the moral ethics has 4 qualities. The Bodhisattva Bhumi says, one should understand that the definition of moral ethics has 4 qualities. What are these 4? Taking precepts perfectly from others. This is, of course, Bodhisattva's vow from the teacher, from the qualified teacher. You receive the Bodhisattva's vow with all the necessary ceremonies. After that, having pure motivations. We are taking Bodhisattva's vow not to become famous, to become rich. Rather, we took the Bodhisattva's vow to attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. It's a pure motivation. Then renewing one's practice if it declines. Now, if it happens, breaking our vows, then immediately renew. Of course, best not decline. Always keep it. Develop step by step. If in case, due to the mental delusions, mental negative actions, broken instead of saying, so now I broke my vow, now I finish. Saying that, instead of that, say, oh, I made a mistake, it was not right. Then renew it. No? It's very important that. That's why I see now, as yesterday mentioned, some teacher may say, if you cannot keep it, don't take it. You know? Now here you see, sometimes it happens, we break the vow. Because we are not perfect. We are not enlightened. You know? Our mental afflictions are so strong. I want the best, but when the mental afflictions drag me in wrong direction, sometimes no choice. So powerful, you know. That moment, you see, don't discourage yourself. No, there's always way to progress better. I can do it, so renew it, you see. So very important that. And then having mindfulness and respect, so then be mindful, respect the vow. So Buddha taught this way how to free from suffering, way to achieve enlightenment. Respect that, no? So that one's practice will not decline. See, precious, a source of peace, joy, that. Now these four, these four qualities come under the categories of receiving and protecting. These two. These four can be included into two. First receive and then keeping the vow. In the above quotations, receive is the first quality. When you receive the Bodhisattva's vow from other teacher, that's the first. And then protecting or keeping is the last three. They are all to get put into that keeping, protecting. So this is the definition. What means Bodhisattva's vow, how you receive and how to keep it. Then classification. Moral ethics has three classifications. Moral ethics of restraint, morality of accumulating virtuous dharma, and the morality of benefiting sentient beings. The first means to restrain your mind in a proper place, keep the mind in the right place. The second one means to mature the dharma qualities of your mind. And the third one means to fully mature sentient beings. Now, if I just explain, because the whole that is in these three sections, So first, what it means, they are common and uncommon in this practice. The common is like for lay people, the 5 precepts, and for which echo to the Vinaya, and for monks and nuns as well, they have their own moral ethics according to the Vinaya system. So it's common to both Vinaya and Mahayana. So in uncommon is more strictly which described in the Mahayana system, not abusing other teacher, not praising yourself. In the case of, like, say, when there's gathering to get more respect. So I'm better than that, Or then say there are some destitute individuals who have no guidance, no wealth. If somebody comes to you, I need help, I need Dharma teachings, then looking at that person being a destitute, so I cannot do, I cannot help, avoiding those, And sometimes a teacher or Dharma brother, sister, they make mistake. When they make mistake and they come to you, I apologize. And out of resentment, out of anger, not accepting their apology. So we should accept their apology. And then sometimes when our mind goes in the wrong direction, we give up Mahayana teaching. And then we give up, but then showing others the false teaching. So this is the special in Mahayana, say vow or precepts. So these are some guidelines. Basically, look at our own mind, where there is Vinaya, Mahayana, whatever you see. When our mind, in the mind, say negative thoughts like anger, strong desire, pride, jealousy, which they are the root cause to break our vows, to create negative karmas. So this time, when this thing happens, I also watch, purify, bring antidotes, bring remedies. Instead of we express our negative thoughts. Not pressing them is not good. But what we should do is, they are no longer benefit anybody. These negative thoughts are the only great cause of suffering for myself and others. And Buddha taught these all teachings as a remedy for these our negative thoughts or say delusions. So I utilize these precious remedy, medicine of the precious Dharma, to heal my mind. Because when our mind is involved in the strong anger, hatred, desire, our mind is wounded. So need to heal. To heal, use these precious teachings. Different ways, like say, as mentioned earlier, impermanence, sentient beings are suffering. The causality of all these things, of phenomena, and loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and reflect on the emptiness, whatever you know, this all just use to train our mind. See, this was very important, so that we can have real peace, happiness within ourselves. When we could establish this, there is joy, there is confidence, there is fearlessness. See, for this reason we are practicing Dharma, you see. Not making ourselves miserable. No, Dharma will never make us miserable. We are made miserable through these mental delusions. So that's very important to recognize this. So that's first, the moral ethics of restraint, training the mind. No? This. The second, moral ethics of accumulating virtuous Dharma, means developing wisdom, excellent qualities. Then like read these different Dharma texts, study them, understand them. No, we need a lot of wisdoms. See, we need to practice. So these two are very important, as mentioned many times. Study and practice. In order to study, we need to, in order to practice, we need to study, understand Dharma. See, what to practice. See, like here we're talking about the moral ethics. What are the moral ethics to keep? How I should keep this step by step. Like this morning we went generosity. What means generosity? What means that practice is? What means like patience? What means perseverance? What means meditative concentration? What means prajna, the special insight? So these we need to know, to study. And then after we understood, then practice. Dharma without practice, of course it's good, it's information, but not so practical. It's just theory. No? So this is Buddhist theory. No? Like a science, Science has a lot of theories. Here Buddha's teaching is not just theory. No, explains and then put into practice. So first you study, contemplate, understand them. Then next put into practice. This is called, here mentioned, the second means to measure the Dharma qualities of your mind. See, all bring into the mind, not outside there, counting this number, Then we can enjoy the Dharma. Real, then appreciate, bring peace. When occasionally mental afflictions manifest, that time instead of just we are influenced by them, just look at them and then bring the remedy, purify. So that's what's called the second morality of accumulating virtuous Dharma. Here Dharma, understanding and practice, those two. So through these two, first say, restraining the mind from the non-virtue, abstaining from all the non-virtuous thoughts and action, making our mind more fresh, more pure. Then understand Dharma teachings. And then just bring this into our heart, practice, like loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta. When we could bring this, there's such great joy, no fear, So when we are established in this state, the third one, morality of benefiting sentient beings, then you can help others. See, there are ordinary people, there are some in the Dharma, some in the non-Buddhist. You can help anybody if they need. So as at the time mentioned, we cannot make everybody Buddhist. But if they need, we are ready. So I'm here for you. If you need help, I help you. But we are not going around converting, See, Buddha didn't go that way, you know. If anybody needs help, Buddha is there. You know. When Buddha taught teachings, Four Noble Truths, there are only 5 monks, you know. Then word of mouth went round and said, then there is such called Buddha. You know. There was one story, you see, at the time of Buddha, there was a young mother. She gave birth to a child. And the baby died soon after born. And she loved her child so much. And so she couldn't accept the death. I'm sure you have heard of that. In the Buddhist, there's a story, you know. She went round to teacher, asking, please help me to bring back the life of my child, because I can't accept. Nobody could help. Then she came to Buddha at the end and asking same question. So Buddha saw she needs help more than the child who's died, because there's so much confusion, so much mental pain, suffering is there. No? Because of that, instead of Buddha saying, no, I cannot help, no, just to help her, so Buddha said, let's try. No, you leave the child's body here, I will see, and you go around house to house, get a handful of mustard seed from a house where there's nobody died. If you find such, maybe we can do something. So since she's young, inexperienced, she thought definitely there must be a house, who has nobody died. So she was so excited, went round house to house, At the end of the day, she couldn't find any house there's nobody died. Everybody is expressing their agony, their own suffering, you know. So then she took such a long breath, even though it's frustrated, but there's some kind of feeling of lightness, because it's not my only child. Everybody dies. Some are old, some are young, some are in between. So kind of feeling of that lightness. Then she's very ready to accept. Then came to Buddha, said, I couldn't find. In a house there's nobody died. Buddha said, you see, we all have to die. One day, yourself, me, we all have to die. We have to accept. No choice. So Buddha gave such a great comfort, wisdom, compassion. At the end, she could accept fully. She was so relieved. Said, I want to study under you. Please accept me. Buddha said, if you like, if you're ready, I will help you. So you see, Buddha did not heal her by bringing the life of the child back, but Buddha taught her how to accept difficulty conditions, you see. This is how, you see, helping sentient beings, like that, So she was from then she was feel so light. Otherwise, for days, she couldn't eat, she couldn't sleep, suffering so much there, That's called benefiting sentient beings. And then they are into the path. Arahats, Partik Buddha, Bodhisattvas, according to their abilities. All the Buddha's teachings are precious. There's no one better than other. No. We don't say Theravada teachings are less power. We have more power. No, this is not the idea. Buddha's teachings are always precious, even a word. One individual to bring into the Buddhahood. So it's a maturing sentient beings, you see. So we watch as a moral ethics, we watch our physical discipline, we watch our verbal discipline, we watch our mental discipline. No? Here is saying, even you see sentient beings, you see with the gratitude. So because of sentient beings here, I got opportunity to cultivate loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. For example, we cannot develop loving kindness to the piece of rock, isn't it? You look at the piece of rock, say, I'm practicing loving kindness. People think you are crazy, So, sentient beings are very important support for our practice of loving kindness, compassion. Especially cultivating bodhicitta. See, the two factors, Buddha, sentient beings. See, without Buddha, we have no way to cultivate bodhicitta. Without sentient beings, we have no way to cultivate bodhicitta. So, Then later will come in the practice of patience, you see. Because of sentient beings, when they are arrogant, when they are aggressive, then we get chance to practice patience. See, if everybody is so kind, nice to you, why we need patience? How we can perfect the practice of patience? Cannot. So, see, look at the Milarepa's life story. When his aunt and uncle met him, took all their belongings and made him just beggar. So Milarepa said, I am so grateful, my uncles and aunt. Without them, I won't be practicing Dharma now. See, like this, good or bad, all sentient beings are such an important object that we practice Dharma. That's called maturing these sentient beings. And then when you see the quotations here from the Shantideva's text, Bodhicitta Avatara, when you see sentient beings, you smile. When you have freedom, the dogs, the cats, they cannot smile, They don't know how to smile. Maybe they will move the tail, And we have a freedom to smile, When you see anybody you smile, and the whole world is changed, If you look, very sad, angry face, the people don't like to look at you, See, you use all the makeup and looks very sad, People don't like to look at you, But if you're smiling, you don't have to make up, Smile, be friendly, say, everyone becomes spacious, They like to talk to you, They like to tease you, So look at this. These are very simple practice. Free ourselves from these delusions. So then after this practice, as this morning we went how to increase. and how to perfect moralities. This all as look as everything looks says illusory nature. No attachment, no anger, no. All these practices you dedicate towards enlightenment for the to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. And the result that, no doubt, ultimate result, attain Buddhahood. And relatively, life after life will achieve the precious human life and get chance to study, practice the Dharma. We need precious human life, not just because we want to enjoy humans' pleasure, but to practice bodhicitta. So this is the 13th chapter dealing with the profession of moral ethics from the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. I have to read that. Now next is chapter 14, the perfection of patience or forbearance. Sometimes it's maybe used good forbearance. Patience is okay also, but patience has little connotation of weakness. So be patient. So waste your time. Forbearance means when there's difficult time comes, bear the difficulties. That's when that tough time comes, bear it. Hold it. So that there's a word those there. But we use patience commonly, The summary, reflection on the faults and virtues, definition, classification, characteristics of each classification, increase, perfection, and result. These 7 comprise the profession of patience or forbearance. Now again, if I read the first, the faults and virtues. Reflection on the faults and virtues. Even though you may have the practice of generosity and moral ethics, but if there's no practice of patience or forbearance, anger will develop in you, and then anger will develop if you do not have the practice of patience. If anger arises, then all the virtues which were previously accumulated through generosity, moral ethics, and so on or so forth, will be destroyed in an instant. The Bodhisattva basket says that which is called anger or hatred will destroy the roots of virtues which had been accumulated for hundreds and thousands of kalpas, eons. Engaging in the conduct of Bodhisattva, says Shantideva, whatever wholesome deeds, virtuous deeds, such as venerating the Buddha and generosity that have been amassed or collected over 1,000 eons, will all be destroyed in one moment by anger or the hatred. Again, if you do not have the patience and hatred enters into your mind, It is like a poisonous arrow piercing your heart. You will not experience joy, happiness, or peace because the pain in your heart, your mind is so much. You cannot even sleep well. Engaging in the contact of Bodhisattva says, my mind will not experience peace when there's anger. If it fosters painful thoughts of hatred, I shall find no joy or happiness. Unable to sleep, I shall feel unsettled. And as you can see, when there's anger due to some causes and conditions, and then you have no any awareness, right or wrong, you just destroy. And in brief, there is nobody who lives happily with anger. See, we won't say, I'm so happy now I have anger. Again, if you do not have patience or forbearance, hatred and anger enter inside the mind, and a frowning face will manifest and cause all your friends, relatives, and servants to become tired and sad. Even if you give them food and wealth, they would not come around you. It is said, by it means by the anger or hatred, friends and relatives are disheartened. Though drawn by my generosity, they will not trust me. They will say, my boss or the house husband or mother, father or mother, he or she is very kind. I shouldn't say kind, very generous. They give all what I need, but there's very strong anger. So there's no peace, there's no joy. No, I can't stay any longer, they would say that, see. Again, if you do not have patience, the Maras will get you and create obstacles. The Bodhisattva basket says, the Maras will get you and create obstacles for you if you have the mind of hatred. Because hatred itself is a Mara. It's the demon that destroys all your peace and around you. So that's what it means. Again, if you do not have the patience, one of the 6 parameters on the path to the Buddhahood is incomplete. See, patience is one of the 6. If you don't have that, it's incomplete. So, you will not achieve unsurpassable enlightenment, the Buddhahood. The Khenchen Perfection of Wisdom Sutra says, one who has hatred and no patience, how can such an individual one achieve enlightenment? So these are the disadvantages, having no practice of patience when there's anger, hatred. On the other hand, if you have patience or forbearance, it is one of the supreme virtues among all the root virtues, as is said, means engaging in the conduct of Bodhisattvas. Bodhisattva says, there is no evil like hatred, and no fortitude like patience. Thus I shall strive in various ways to meditate on patience. If you have patience, forbearance, even in the conventional state, means on the way to Buddhahood, you will have all happiness, peace, as is said. But whatever assiduously overcome it, it means anger, with every method overcome the anger or hatred, finds happiness now and hereafter. Every day, day-to-day life, we can enjoy our peace, and then next life as well. If you have the practice of patience, you will achieve unsurpassable enlightenment. The meeting of Father and the Son Sutra says, anger is not the path toward enlightenment. Therefore, if one always meditates on loving kindness, enlightenment will be produced. So enlightenment will be just there. Now second, the definition. What means practice of patience? So definition of patience is a feeling of ease. So no matter what happened, it's okay. That problem can be solved. So making it easy, basically. Ease yourself. That means there's a strength in the mind. See? The Bodhisattva Bhumi says, a mind without confusion, see, and with only a feeling of ease, accompanied by compassion. See? When there's somebody brings the problem, saying bad things, they are suffering. So it's okay. Feeling of compassion. See? In brief, so this is how it's in brief. One should understand this as the definition of the Bodhisattva's patience or forbearance. Classification. Patience has three classifications. The patience of feeling ease toward someone harmful, patience of accepting suffering, and patience in understanding the nature of the Dharma. Now they say, the first one is practicing patience by investigating the nature of the one who creates harm. Second one is practicing patience by investigating the nature of the suffering. The third one is practicing patience by investigating the unmistakable nature of all phenomena. Put another ways, the first two are practiced in the conventional state in our daily life. And then the third one is practiced according to the ultimate state in the vast and profound nature of the Dharma. Now, the first one is, as mentioned here, dealing with the harmful individuals. When we meet in our life, or in when you do business, when you are working in the office, there are many opportunities. There's many chances. Or teacher who gives the teach in the school, college, so forth. We have a lot of plenty in our life, So this time, most important is how to keep your mind in peace. We have to always see it's our own benefit. Sometimes when we say practice patience, means like we are kind of like say, let them win. We are the loser. you know. So there's sometimes they say, oh, Buddhists are so kind of say negative for themselves, you know. Practice loving kindness, compassion, and patience, you know. And then other will take all advantage you. For the short run, looks like that, but in reality, how much you gain. Samsara is not just today, not just this life. Samsara started from beginningless time up until now. It will go on, you know. So Buddhists are looking for long, kind of vast, very long period of time. What's the best? No. There's sometimes just the short solution, but for long run, maybe not good. Just no. Like say, when they come, somebody say, come there and then say, you just kill as a short solution. But then after that, lot of problem comes, you know, manifesting all this. You see? So therefore, on the base of the causality, first of all, our karma, we have to see. No? And conditions. See all these things. So when somebody is next to you, creating all these obstacles, and one after another, no, and then see, you feel so frustrated. What should I do? You know. So there is the best opportunity to practice forbearance, patience, many ways. First, you see, look at that individual. I mentioned on some other days. That individual is suffering so much. Because he or she is suffering, create all the obstacles. Expressing all the bad things about you. If that person is happy, peaceful, will not create this obstacle. So look at this. So therefore, our study, understanding of suffering in the samsara is very important. Now that person desires to free from suffering and doesn't know how to free from suffering, creating more cause of suffering. So develop compassion. Try to help that person. How I can help? What's the best way? That kind of one way to deal, and practice patience. Then, secondly, I must have created karma to face this. If I have not created this karma, this will not happen to me. It's my karma. I need to pay. I need to purify. See? And other times, sometimes you say, it's because of me this problem manifests. If I'm not here, how they can create obstacles? For example, if somebody hits on my head, if I'm not here, there's no one can hit me, because I'm not here. Because my being here is the first place which makes the situation, so I got the hit. See? So that's why it's very helpful, mentally. Even I haven't made any mistake, yet because my just being here made the condition that person get upset and got all the problem to create. So it's my fault. So sometimes when you say that also, other one says, oh, what do you mean, Say, I'm sorry because of me, I'm here. Then you got this all things to say, Complain, blame, because all this. If I'm not here, you won't have chance to do this, And then say, It's bringing our ego down. See, our ego is very sensitive. No space, somebody says bad things, So when you have that kind of courage, then your ego disappears and makes the space more peace, harmony, So like this, that kind of practice is there. So it's a mission, So this suffering that I'm facing is I purify. I need to purify this. Because otherwise, in the samsara we go back and forth. That person harms me, I harm back, and person harm me, and you harm back. Then there's no end of, karma, you see. If someone knows how to stop it, then if you accept it, stop it, not respond, and the karma is purified. See? Then next time, no longer have to pay. See? This is the skill, this is the wisdom, see. And the future is like this, And then there's more, you see. These things happen. I'm so grateful. If these difficult obstacles or somebody saying bad things has not happened, I won't have chance to practice patience, forbearance. Because this happened, now I see weakness of myself. There I build the strength based on wisdom, compassion. So I really got a great opportunity to practice the strength of my mind. Because there was a story, a Dharma practitioner. He was next to a temple, sitting on the roadside, meditating there. With very straight body and eyes gazing down, very impressive. And then a man was walking on the road and stopped by and asked, "What are you doing here?" And he said, "I'm practicing patience." And then the man said, "If you are practicing patience, you eat the shit." And he was so upset. He said, "And you eat the shit," Because he was expecting, I'm practicing patience. Oh, wonderful, So maybe he will bow down, respect, So his expectation was not fulfilled, immediately the anger arises. What a wrong, what a kind of person this is, saying these things. I'm here practicing, So, see, that's how, test it. Oh. So there's always test with us. Oh. At the end, when we practice patience, we are the winner, not loser. Because there's a lot of stories now in the Buddha's life, you see. When Buddha was on the way to Buddhahood, a great Bodhisattva was one after another lifetime. One time he was born as a meditator and meditating on the mountain. Then one day in that country there was a king and people, of course, and his people around, his wife, ministers, they saw. So one day the king and his family, ministers, walked just for kind of sightseeing, relaxing, And then king was a little tired, stayed behind, and the ministers, his family, went ahead. And they met this great practitioner. He was there's nothing, just one individual practicing. And the king, the ministers and his family were so devoted to him, paying prostration, paying homage, surrounded with him. And then the king followed after a while. And the king saw that his family and the minister surrounded to this practitioner, sage. As a king with full of kind of pride, this, he got little jealous. He was little jealous. They are not paying attention to me. They are not respecting me. They are respecting this. Nobody is in the mountain, Such a poor person. So instead of his scolding to his minister and family, he just focus on that retreatant. So he said, "Who are you here?" And he said, "I'm a simple practitioner, meditator." What kind of practice you're doing? So I'm practicing patience. And the king, he raised his knife and cut one of his hand. And then he asked again, "What are you practicing?" And again he said, "I'm practicing patience." And then he cut this second hand, And then he said, "What you are practicing?" He said, "I'm practicing patience." Then king was really understood. He remorse. "Oh, I'm a great sinner. Due to ego, pride, I made such a mess, negative karma. I really see he is practicing patience. I understand." So because of this, then he apologized. "Please accept me. I apologize. All the mistake I made. Please protect me." The great master, the practitioner, said, I am so grateful you did this. Because you did this, I purified my dense negative karma. You gave me the opportunity to develop real practice of bodhicitta, practice of patience. I'm so grateful that you did this. Without you, I won't have this opportunity to practice patience. Now today, out of your anger, your jealous pride, you cut my hands. And because of my practice of patience, I purified a lot of my negative karma, obscurations. No doubt, one day through this practice, I will achieve Buddhahood. No? So when I attain Buddhahood, that time may I repay your kindness. May I give the first teaching to you to cut your delusions by my sword of the wisdom, and you may free from the delusions and attain Buddhahood. See? That you see in the song. So it is said that when Buddha attained Buddhahood, he was the one of the 5 disciples, the Buddha. So there are a lot of that kind of life stories there. As I mentioned this morning, Milarepa, who was poisoned, Milarepa practiced the patience, no any single anger or hatred. Instead, you gave me this opportunity to purify the rest of my negative karma. May I help you to free from samsara. May I help you to achieve enlightenment. No? So see, whole things becomes, nature of the enlightenment. Buddha felt, see. So feeling of grateful. Because sometimes, when somebody comes, hate you, say bad things, that time we are so irritated. No, we feel, what should I do? No, how should I fight back? At that time, if we have the mindfulness, if we have the nerve, so I must have done something this in the past for others. Now because that is coming to me. Now I purify that karma, negative karma that I have created. This is the such best opportunity to accept and purify my karma. And I'm so grateful. No, my relatives, friends will do this to me to purify this. But this one did it to me. So this is called mind training. Lojong, mind training. And this all, see, that's what, see, we are not pressing our anger, you see. Not pressing the anger. Pressing anger is not good, not healthy. But we are making a way. There's no space for anger. Nothing but wisdom and compassion, strength, courage. This is called courage. We have so much fear to lose our ego, our attachment. This is the way how to release our ego, our attachment. If I touch a little bit in the second practice of the patience, said the patience of accepting suffering. Means when we, in our life, general, especially when we study, practice Dharma, then there are sometimes difficulties we face. So like say, you want making offering to the Buddha and cleaning the shrine room. And also, when you read Dharma books, you don't get clear understanding. Especially when you practice Dharma, then difficult to meditate. There's a lot of those things will happen, no doubt. When these things happens, then we have to work hard. We have to sure to understand. We have to make sure that we must practice, especially bringing up the loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta in the heart. When somebody irritates you, difficult to handle. You are pulled. Dharma says this, you do this, and then you cannot follow it. So there are so much confusion, so much sufferings may come. But as I mentioned a few times, first of all, we always feel fortunate. So I'm so fortunate having born as a human life and met the Dharma. I took refuge in Buddha Dharma Sangha. And now I'm practicing bodhicitta. What greater things than this that I can achieve in my life? So I always feel grateful. It's always, it is the real kind of way make you alive to follow the Dharma. Then, when this suffering comes, mostly related to our negative emotions, our anger, hatred, attachment, pride, jealousy, so forth. Though those need to be purified, slowly then need to be uprooted. So using the Dharma practice, so it's like a battle in the battlefield. In the battlefield we are now working on this. So in this way, when we practice Dharma, slowly reducing our mental afflictions, like anger, attachment, so forth, and increasing our wisdom. And they said, that's the real best way to win the battle. Because as you see, impermanence, we are aging physically, no doubt. We're getting sick, finally we die. But these mental afflictions, they will not age. They stay fresh. And they will not get sick. Sometimes we're physically so sick and they're so fresh. So look at this. So only Dharma practice can help us to age them, to get sick them, and finally get rid of them. It's the only from the Dharma. There's no any science, technology to age our mental afflictions. See? No matter how powerful mental technology, the modern technologies are, they only increase our attachment. They only increase our frustration, anger. Then we are stressed and we only suffer. So Dharma is the precious method or to reduce. First, through the wisdom of the Dharma, we see their nature. No, we see their activities. We can see how much they bring suffering in our life. And now through Dharma practice, how we can use Dharma as a tool to purify them. See, that's why Dharma is so precious. More precious than jewel, diamond, gold. We have to see that. And those who are sincere Dharma practitioners, then they can see really, and they really appreciate. Because we have a lot of experience in the world. Now you see Dharma. So that's saying, when we could do this, go through this suffering, purify. Actually, Dharma doesn't give suffering, as you know. Dharma gives only comfort, peace, courage, wisdom. Suffering is given by this confusion, our negative emotions. See. So this is how we have to face the when they involve suffering, when we face catastrophe, difficulties in the life. So look at this, and then we'll appreciate more. Because without Dharma, no matter how much we face suffering, only suffering. There's no end of suffering. But with the Dharma, when we face suffering, there's a limitation. One day we can be free from all the samsara. One day we can achieve Buddhahood. It's the end of the suffering. But without Dharma, no matter how much you suffer, it's just suffering. One after another, endless. As like from the beginningless time we have been, So this is how say, patience of the accepting the suffering. Then patience in the understanding the nature of the Dharma means sometimes you feel, Dharma, so Buddha's qualities are endless, so much, how I can achieve. I am so simple, and Buddha is so immeasurable, limitless, so how I can achieve. Emptiness seems to be so far, I see everything so real. How I can see this as emptiness? So there's sometimes frustration, sometimes fear. Maybe I cannot make it. So when this happens, yes, I have Buddha nature. Buddha first also, like us, started from the ordinary. And many Buddhas, as you see in the world, so many great Bodhisattvas, they all have started like me, from zero. Then they attain such state. Why I can't? If I make effort, yes, I will achieve. So need this kind of courage. So this courage is patience, forbearance. So this way, when we practice, we get all this benefit, you see. On the way towards enlightenment. So mentally, we enjoy. Physically, when we purify negative karma, we feel better. So it's joyous path. That's called Sugata, well gone. How to make a better human being. Step by step. See, then at the end, we'll achieve enlightenment, Buddhahood. So, yeah, I have to read this is the 14th chapter dealing with the perfection of patience from the Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the wish-fulfilling gem of the noble teachings. And then next, chapter 15, and the perfection of perseverance. The summary reflection on the faults and virtues, definition, classification, characteristics of each classification, increase, perfection, and result. These 7 comprise the perfection of perseverance. The first, reflection on faults and virtues. Even though you may have the practice of generosity and so forth, it is called laziness if you do not have perseverance. When you are lazy, you cannot accomplish virtue, cannot benefit others, and cannot attain enlightenment. So there's 3 things you see, very, very important, you see. When you are lazy, you cannot accomplish virtue, first for oneself. You cannot understand the Dharma. We cannot practice Dharma. So there's no any benefit we get out of due to laziness. And then secondly, say one cannot benefit others because out of laziness. And then third, you cannot attain enlightenment. So there are very nice 3 things just put step, you see. Just aware this, The Sagaramati Request Sutra says, the lazy person has no generosity and so forth up to wisdom. Say, if you're lazy, if you maybe you want to give, okay, now I cannot do it. I cannot get up. Yeah, just any laziness, all excuses. Yeah, all the a lot of excuses there. Yeah. So, no generosity, no moral ethics, no patience, no perseverance here now. And then say meditation, I will do tomorrow, today, it's okay. Maybe I watch little TV, Maybe I watch this smartphone, You want to relate your mind to Dharma. See. And then, of course, then no wisdom, So, said, up to the wisdom. The lazy person cannot benefit others. The lazy person is far from enlightenment. So this is just a brief but complete, you see. Cannot get benefit of oneself, cannot benefit others, cannot achieve enlightenment. When there's laziness, On the other hand, if you have perseverance, all your virtuous qualities will increase without being obscured, step by step, until one becomes the Buddha. The condensed perfection of Wisdom Sutra says, perseverance will not obscure all the virtuous qualities. One will achieve the treasury of limitless premortal wisdom of the victorious ones. Means one will attain Buddhahood and then perfect all the excellent qualities. Nothing is missing. When one has perseverance, one can cross the mountain of the view of the transitory aggregates. Means that our 5 skandha, with this 5 skandha, we have the ego, self. Our self is like a mountain, so high, difficult to reach there, Since there's a mountain of views, means the view of our self-grasping of the transitory aggregates. The ornament Mahayana Sutra says, perseverance will liberate one from the view of the transitory aggregates. If one has perseverance, one will achieve unsurpassable enlightenment quickly. So this, as I mentioned, because of perseverance, you practice first on the base of bodhicitta. They practice generosity, keeping all the moral ethics, and then practice patience, and continue in the perseverance, meditation, stabilizing your mind in the right place, and from there, then kindle the insight, the incisive wisdom. That when that is there, then you demolish the mountain of the ego. There's no any ego is left, because the ego is just a notion. There's no such things as exist. It's all just our attachment. So that habit is rooted. See, ornament of Mahayana Sutra also says perseverance will allow one to achieve supreme enlightenment. Sakaramati requested sutra says, for those who practice perseverance, it is not difficult to achieve the unsurpassable, complete, perfect enlightenment. This is because Sakaramati, a name of Bodhisattva, where there is perseverance, there is enlightenment. The Puna requested sutra says, for one who practices perseverance persistently, enlightenment is not difficult. So this is the quotation, the teachings that talked by Buddha. So see, the faults of lacking the perseverance, overpowered by the laziness, and then having the perseverance, how much benefit is there. Just look at this. And then definition, what means perseverance? So that definition of perseverance is a feeling of joy in virtue. So see, it's called joyous effort, making effort joyfully. Like say, you want to get some little cool air, want to go to Benning Hill. Maybe it takes some effort from here, but you are so excited. Today I got a chance to go to Benning Hill and stay a few days there. So you make effort so joyfully. You have to pay expenses, rent there, and from here take some time, but you will make the effort so joyfully. Nobody can stop you. If somebody stops you, you will be so upset. I want to go there. So that's called joyous effort. Your effort is, the reason is because our objective goal to Dharma practice, bodhicitta practice, is to attain Buddhahood, which is total absence of suffering, total peace. So making effort so joyfully to reach that state. It's called feeling of joy in virtues. Virtue is the path that we are taking. So bodhicitta is virtue. Dharma practice is virtue. So we are taking that path to attain Buddhahood joyfully. See? So the collection of Abhidharma says, what does perseverance mean? It is the antidote for laziness. it is having total joy in virtue. The commentary to the Ornament of Mahayana Sutra says, having perfect joy in virtue. That is the essence of perseverance. So perseverance is the antidote to the laziness, which is detrimental to enlightenment. See, the real cause, for the enlightenment, the perseverance. So that's why I say we have every reason when you practice Dharma, just practice Dharma joyfully. Even midst of obstacles, difficulties, so I'm grateful. I can handle this. Sometimes I'm very grateful, purifying my negative karma. So there are so many ways to handle these things. Even there's some so difficulty things happen. Now maybe some questions.
Rinpoche, karma is natural law. We should accept the impact created by our own karma. In this case, do you think a Buddhist should purchase the insurance to buy insurance policy? Since he said karma is the natural law, we have to accept that, it's my karma. That means a lot of people buy insurance to protect themselves from sickness and from dying, then no income and all that.
Yes, so it means we should not buy or?
Shall we buy or shall we not buy insurance?
What should I say?
Can we buy passport to your land, Rinpoche?
Yes, bodhicitta. I think when the whole country is involved, like say insurance, so I think we individual follow with that. So there are some who don't have any money to pay the insurance, what they can do, So when they have money to pay the insurance, when the whole system is that way, so we have to follow with that.
The next question is, every temple or Buddhist organization is having their own expenses. In addition to donation, the organization need other income to sustain the temple. Is Buddhist organization allowed to purchase stock market? That means to place share. That is, buy stock not related to weapons, not related to drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, now the whole world system is so complex. People, those who have money, those who have wealth, so they created such kind of system. So we individuals sometimes difficult to get out of that. Like so when the ocean is moved by the storm, then in the ocean, any animals there have no power to sit still. They are taken by the waves of the ocean. So we just try our best. What can be done the best way by your own individual's judgment, understanding.
Next question is yesterday's question. Yesterday there are two questions. The third question is, sometime in the act of compassion, we end up doing more harm than good to others instead. What is the remedy for it?
wisdom, compassion, the two are necessary. Like the two wings of the bird. Now, one wing cannot fly the bird. So wisdom allows you to see, to act accordingly what is needed. Now, can see the conditions, and compassion allows you to practice that. So that is always appreciated in in the Bodhisattva's path, the wisdom and the compassion. It's sometimes called skillful means. The skillful means is created on the base on wisdom and compassion.
The next question is, personally and practically, we can't teach each individual psychiatric patient in a fully packed clinic loving kindness. What is your advice your advice then, Rinpoche?
We may not have opportunity or chance to teach them loving kindness and compassion, but it is important we have them. See, first we should have them in our heart. Then see how you can help others accordingly. As earlier mentioned, the wisdom and the compassion with this, then you just try your best.
Practically speaking, not possible or very difficult for psychiatric patients to practice loving kindness on themselves. Even with the intervention of psychiatric tools, we still have to complement with medications instead. What is your comments and advice on this, Rinpoche?
I think those individuals who are really disturbed the mind, then I think the Buddhist first approach is not so easy. We should try some Western style, some special medication, giving some special treatment, let them slow down, and ask or help them to relax. If you teach them how to meditate, it instead of get better, get worse. No? So I think in the Western they are so much developed in this field. So first we should try those things. Let them relax. Get them better. Then see slowly what we can help.
这边有一个问题，就是说，在实际情形来讲呢，这是很难给那个心理的治疗的病人呢，叫他们去学习那个慈悲心。如果就算有那个用那个心理学里面的一些治疗的物件，我们也是还是要用那个药物，可能要使到他们平静下来。他请问Rinpoche的见解是怎么样？Rinpoche是说，如果那个心理治疗的病人，他本身的脑袋都是很错乱了的时候，那个时候可能用佛法也是不会这样容易的。所以就根据一般上医疗上心理学方面要怎么样子处理，要怎么样子吃药这方面， 把他们的情绪他们激动的情绪把他们降低下来，给他们放松，然后给他们觉得比较平静。不然在那种情况之下，你去叫他们去做禅修那个慈悲观，可能他们的情况会更糟糕。然后Number 6, psychiatric patients, unlike noble patients, take a very long time, most often with frequent relapse, and sometimes couldn't cover almost lifetime in some instance. 50 under those circumstances. What do we go about it to help them from the Dharma perspective?
I think similar. That's what. No, not easy. Yes, they went too far. You know. So again, try our best. You know. Without expectation. If they are accepting, first of all, they have to see if they are accepting or not, and then say no. It is a very complicated subject. So that's why we have say Buddhism. We start with taking refuge, loving kindness, compassion, then understand the impermanence, causality, in a very genuine way. So Buddhist, as I mentioned, Buddhism is a religion for the decent mind, not corrupted mind, so who has clear, and understand the clear nature of samsara, and then understand the benefit of the enlightenment, and doing for this,
Yeah.
Okay, please take a deep breath and exhale all the tension. And if we, during this session, whatever good understanding in the Dharma, which are helpful, useful to oneself, for others, especially to attain enlightenment, Buddhahood, all this virtue we bring together and dedicate to attain complete enlightenment for others' benefit. And we just appreciate, rejoice this.
愿以此功德普济于一切众生于我等，皆共成佛道。